Man, leave it to Rockwood, you know? They always have this way about them of taking something you've seen before and just taking it up to the next level. Take a look at this just awesome rethought, like not the same mid-bunk you've always seen your entire life. I love it whenever a manufacturer branches out like this. This RV brings with it a couple really key details that middle bunk RVs very often lack. One of the major factors here is travel accessibility. If you are looking for something, and this doesn't have to be just for families with kids, if you're looking for something for yourself or just you and your spouse, you're going to do some travel and some work camping, if you need a private room as like an office, or if you do need something like a bunkhouse, or if it's a situation where maybe just hypothetically like you're a grandparent with an occasional grandkid guest, this thing is awesome because you could really enjoy just the Rockwood comfort and luxuries that you really expect from a high-end brand like this without having to like swap around. Like, do you get one with bunks, one without bunks? It's one RV that can do all of it. This is actually a pre-sold camper. The owners called us and put a custom build request in here at Haylett RV. So this is an atypical build for us here at Haylett RV, and I'll point out some of those differences as we go, but I also don't see anything here I don't like, and I couldn't blame someone if he called and said, hey, that Rockwood awesome mid-bunk fifth wheel that you had right in that video, I want exactly one of those. How quick can I get one? How much are we talking? Give our team a call. We'll get all that answered and then some. And I love what Rockwood's doing in their fifth wheels now. For years, they just kind of built a lot of the same floor plans as everybody else. And for lack of a better way to say it, I feel like they're building Rockwoods now. You know, they have their own distinct flair, style. They've got a different kind of vibe about them, man. They don't march to the beat of everybody else's drum, and this is a good example of that. This happens to be a mid-bunk. They're making like rear kitchen, living room combinations like this. You're going to start seeing more Rockwood fifth wheels here at Haylett RV because what they're doing, you just can't find anywhere else. For instance, let's start by cracking open all the storage in here. I'm kicking stuff. Starting up top there. You can see they've got this awesome dedicated big pantry in here, but it's off the floor plan. It's not eating up your storage space. You know, like below that larger 22-inch oven and all the way under the sink, they're giving you all the storage they can. Easy reach drawers, and notice how even the TV gets in on the act. The TV is like a hidden storage space. It's on this like heavy-duty hinge that'll pop open. Then we come over here to the dining area. You see that you've got drawers for easy access under the dinette bench, but you've also got outside access to that rear bench, so you don't have to tear the whole darn thing apart. Also notice the roller shades all the way around here. I mean, really blotting out the light so that if you got a migraine or something, you can really darken it down or get privacy in here. But the factory light package in these, very good, very strong, very robust. Resetting just a second, back to the kitchen. I want to talk about this right here. The standard refrigerator in this RV would normally be an 8 cubic foot two-way. This that we're looking at is a larger 12-volt DC compressor fridge. But the thing with Rockwood, they're always going to do a little bit more than everybody else. They say, okay, well, if you want that compressor fridge, that's cool. It's a neat thing, but if you want a boondock, it presents a challenge to your batteries, so they're going to address that for you. So when you get the 12-volt fridge from Rockwood, it also includes a roof solar package that we'll see later, as well as an inverter to be able to live power some of the outlets, which will be labeled as you go through the RV. Which exact outlets kind of varies a little bit by floor plan. And the way that this kitchen and this living room interact, it's so seamless. It's like there's clear definition, but at the same time, it's merged. I know that sounds very contradictory and stupid, but I mean, look at it. How else do you describe this? The way that it all just sort of flows one to the other effortlessly. And this countertop space. Maybe it's not, like, it's just all along the rear wall, so it just looks like a line of counter, but think of the actual square footage of counter space. And it's not a weird corner counter. It's actual, functional, usable space that, you know, a lot of times RVs, they just don't do stuff like that for you. Now, if you're sitting on the sofa, like where I'm at currently, then you got yourself just a perfect view of everything in here. I mean, if I'm going to be ultra picky, which is ridiculous on this RV because it is so well polished, If I had one extra thing I would like to see on it, I would put a little accent light above that cabinet space just to illuminate that overhead kitchen area, and I think that would really set that off. But that is something I could easily add aftermarket. There's power outlets all over the place in there, which, by the way, did you notice next to the stainless sink, if you want them, you got them, the pop-up power tower, 2 household outlets, 2 USB plugs, and I've got them down over here, but you have the same thing over there. Now, you can see the TV, obviously, but down here on the entertainment kind of wall, you've got a Bluetooth stereo with HDMI plug, and it is still inclusive of a DVD function, which a lot of manufacturers no longer provide. Now, you saw in our quick kind of flyby footage all these windows opening for airflow, and they all look out at the door side of the RV. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows over here on the door side of this RV. That is pretty good. So if someone's knocking on the door, you want to see what's going on, you can do all that. You know, it's just very simple and easy. Look at the sofa over here. Now, notice you've got that window right there, but remember, across from it, you do still have a cross breeze window for that sofa. Again, the execution here, very, very in-depth. And just giving you that pantry point as a reference there, if we look above that, you can see good overhead storage above the sofa as well. Now, down below that, if you take note, that is a trifold sleeper sofa. So that's another cool thing about middle bunk or bonus rooms like this. You have 4 separate sleeping zones. And this RV can sleep a ton of people. You can sleep 1 or maybe 2 adults, 2 kids probably very nicely over here on the dining area. Same thing over here on the sofa. So we're somewhere between 2 to 4 right now. We also have the loft up top, which could definitely sleep 2 people. The master bed, 2 more people. So we're from 6 to 8. And then we come in here into the middle bunk, bonus room, whatever you want to call it. And in here, you can sleep yet another couple people, because that isn't just a sofa. That is actually a trifold sleeper sofa, just like we saw in the living room. It actually might be slightly bigger now that I'm eyeballing it, but it is darn close. So what's nice here is if you want, you can have sleeping for, what do we get up to, 8 to 10 people. You could have very separate sleeping zones, because you've got the master bed, the loft, this sofa, the other sofa, the dinette. And I figure on the master bed, you can definitely count 2 people. So you could have like 7 adults in this thing with only the owners sharing a bed. So if you want to do some buddy camping, big family camping, extended family camping, or what if you're not interested in any of that? What if you want to turn this thing into an office? What if you want to just turn it into a bonus second living room? What if you or your partner has some wicked sleep apnea and you can't sleep together because the snoring will cause you to get a divorce? Now, I'm not saying that as a joke. I'm not saying that to make fun of anybody. I meet all kinds of people camping and doing these videos. And that is something that I've actually had people a legitimate concern, like we need separate sleepers, but I want a nice living room. That is exactly what this RV is right here. You can see a full viewing window in the entry door. And up top here, you can see that it actually does have a shade to close that down if you're so inclined. And what they're doing over here, I don't even know where to begin. There's so much to talk about. Even in this hallway, it's loaded with stuff. Okay, I got to focus up. The control panel. Rockwood's a classic brand, and they have a lot of high-level features, but they've never forgot who they are at the end of the day. So they still just give you buttons and switches to activate everything. Now, if you want to, you can bust out your phone, get the free LCI One control app, and anything you can do off that, you could do right here off your phone. But you don't have to. You still just have switches. It's just smarter. Now your 12-volt tank heaters can be activated here. The Wi-Fi Ranger can be activated here. All kinds of good things. A built-in dedicated handle to get you up and down the stairs safely. Now here's the thing. These are laminated, aluminum-framed, block foam insulated walls. They have to install in that wall a galvanized steel backer for those screws to bite into. That's not something you could add aftermarket. Rockwood does it right the first time. And this ladder, can every other manufacturer please listen up? All the Slim Shadys, please stand up. A lot of middle bunk rooms have a ladder in this location, but they almost always fold out so that they're going to trip you right at the top of the stairs, which is obviously the wrong place to fall down, which is why your cat is always circling your legs at the top of the stairs. They are trying to kill you. They're just being cute about it. Make no mistake, guys. But Rockwood bolts in place this like wrought iron, almost kind of metallic ladder right here. And it's out of the way. It's just not going to be a problem. It's just not going to be a problem. I love what they did. You've got the safety gate all the way up top here so you don't accidentally roll out of bed. But the thing is, you could use this for sleeping. You could also just use it for a ton of cargo space. And if you got kiddos up here, you can always be like, yo, lights out, kids. You don't have to say yo. This is the charge controller for that solar package, by the way. Up front here. Now, keep in mind, the goal of this RV was to keep it, to give you an opposing slide living room with a middle bunk and loft, but in as short of an effective traveling package as possible. That does mean that this RV does not have a normal, like, what am I wanting to say, bed slide. It's not an east-west bed slide. It's still 60 by 80 true queen. We still got a big shower, and of course, with Rockwood, you're always getting that larger vent fan up there. But over here, in this little corner, I like manufacturers who put the sinks over here. It just always seems to make the floor plan flow a little bit better. And let's actually start down there a little bit and crack that open. You can see that sealed edge countertop material. It was solid surface back in the kitchen area. And then over there, you've actually got a bedroom, bathroom, shared closet space. And you can't accidentally crush the door because when the slide closes, if the door is open, it will actually push the door behind the wall partition. Just some really, really high-level thinking, smart design. Some, like, 200 IQ big brain time planning went into this one. Like the little magnet catch behind the master bedroom door so it doesn't bang against the wall. There's just 100 smart little factors that they put in here. Up here in the bedroom, that is, again, a 60 by 80 true queen. They do not offer a king option in this one, so kind of keep that in mind a little bit there. And the way that they've done this, they've given you a couple big side stands, so very CPAP friendly. You can see how on the left side you got some USB plugs for phone charging. If you are interested, that up there is where you would mount a TV, by the way. This RV was built and optioned with the second centralized air conditioner, and as is the case with Rockwood, when you get central AC, you get double the ducting so that you get maximum airflow. Now, each of these vents can turn, each of these vents can close, so kind of like the front seat of your vehicle, you can make sure that everyone has their own individual comfort level, and the good news is they've got enough pillows. This is just the way my brain works, guys. That commercial where the guy's dad coaching people, parental coaching or whatever, and he just starts throwing pillows off this lady's couch. That is one of my favorite commercials in the world. I laugh every single time I see it. He throws the pillows on the couch, off the couch on the floor. He's like, "There you go." It just gets me every time. It's so sarcastic. I kind of meant to make this more of a surprise, but I forgot to close some of the stuff behind me as I went through. I was going to be like, you see that over there? This is awesome dresser space. But I kind of already left it open. But anyway, I prepared some footage. Let's take a look. You can see you got the triple plywood drawers there, and then two more under your hanging storage, because you did not see a hanging closet on either side of the bed. Instead, it's located over here. Rockwood does that quite a bit, and they mirror those sliding doors so that it reflects the light off the opposing window to help make the whole RV look and feel a little bit bigger. Now, just a quick look at this one with the slide out closed. You see that you can retain access to the bed, and actually what you're going to find is you retain about 90% access to everything in this RV, which middle bunk fifth wheels are not very well known for. Like, obviously the loft remains available here. The middle slide, bonus bunk, room, office, craft space, man cave, Cheryl, she, shed, whatever we're gonna call this. It is limited in access. You could still use the sofa if you really wanted to. I don't know why you'd really, really want to, but in theory you could. But then you get back here, and you're going, that's it. I knew something was gonna, where I was waiting for the bomb to drop. But the thing is, they nailed it. The way that they have this set up, they left you enough room between the sofa and the slide face where I can just slide right through here. I can get back here. I can get to the fridge. I can get to the sink. And they intelligently positioned enough cabinetry so that if you pack and plan ahead, knowing where you're going to put stuff and what you're going to need when you stop, you can still make travel stops. You could grab a quick bite to eat. This is a brilliant take on a type of mid-bunk floor plan that very often just does not cater to a traveling family or traveling individual. You know, it's not, these are good for more than just families. Again, you could use it as an office. You don't have to have kids to enjoy one of these. Stepping outside that anti-slam entry door, you can see that Rockwood is using the gravity-defying stable steps. That is one of the things that actually literally makes this floor plan possible. Because if this had the old traditional style fold-out steps, you wouldn't be able to have the tires right there. This floor plan literally could not be properly balanced and engineered. Now, as long as we're looking at these, let's talk tires. Rockwood has adopted Goodyear Endurance radials, which is something that for a number of years was exclusive to the Jayco RV group. Where Rockwood has taken it up another notch, though, is they include standard from the factory a tire pressure monitoring system. And that's going to, you've probably noticed the recurring trend. That's just really who Rockwood is. They say, okay, we like all that. We're going to do all that and then just a little bit more. So there's no argument. We've always got it better. You know, that's the idea behind a Rockwood. Outside TV hookups, this RV does include one of those nice little suburban griddles for cooking outdoors. It's just simply stored under the bed when they come from the factory. It also has a neat little utility side shelf. Double slam latches with magnet catches makes getting into and out of a big old compartment simple and easy, and I love how nicely they finish it off. Rockwood is always good about the finishes, even when you're not looking. And I think that is really a big kind of defining quality between a lot of things. Like, what do they do when you're not looking, where you're not looking? This is outfitted with the Ground Control 3.0 automatic leveling system. And up front here, inside their front compartment, they do a neat thing. They actually preset this for dual batteries, which a lot of manufacturers do not. And check this out. Look at the care and concern they have for their customers. They say, we do not want you to screw this up. So if you're going to hook up one 12-volt battery, two 12-volt batteries, two 6-volt batteries, we're going to give you a chart with, you know, black and red lettering on this so that you can easily see what you're doing. And since that is on the inside of the RV, you don't have to worry about the sunshine like fading that out and causing you to forget what was going on. Now, Rockwood uses a kind of bulgy painted nose cap up here, but they don't want you to gouge that up. So they equip these with a turning point hitch, and Rockwood's actually been doing hitches like this longer than anyone else in the mainstream fifth wheel category. Those turning point hitches, like you see Eagle HTs have them now here at Haylett RV, but Rockwood's been doing it longer than just about anybody else with those things. Now, I want to mention a couple quick options that we're looking at. This is, I guess you call it the standard exterior. It's like a champagne skin with some gorgeous kind of almost dark brown with just a hint of graphite kind of nose accents up there and on some of the decals. At Haylett RV, what you will find more of is the white exterior with the graphite accents. And the reason we like to do that, I don't think this looks... Actually, the only Rockwood I think looks bad is no Rockwood whatsoever. Because I've never seen a Rockwood that doesn't look good inside or out. But I think the white exterior looks a little bit sharper in my personal opinion. But I'm not the one buying this, so my opinion does not matter. What matters is your opinion or the opinion of the owner that's purchasing this RV. And I fully respect that. Other thing here is the slide awnings. That's another optional piece of equipment we like to add. And I tell you, I don't know how they do it. Rockwood sells those things cheaper than anyone else. You can get slide awnings on a Rockwood for way less than any dealership could ever hope to add them for you aftermarket. Now over here, if it was a flip up door, it would conflict with the bed slide. So they said, no sweat, we'll make it swing open a little bit. You've got that enclosed, privatized docking center in here. And then around this corner, a couple things. Easy access controls to our auto leveling. In case you're curious about the jug of pink Kool-Aid, that is a water filter housing, but the RV's winterized, so you're looking at RV antifreeze in there. And then this thing over here is an inverter. Remember, the 12-volt refrigerator on this is actually, there we go, actually not just a standalone feature. It comes with a roof solar panel that we'll learn about in a little bit, and that inverter to be able to run a couple outlets when you're off grid. Now, these have an interesting underbelly arrangement. They do have 12-volt tank heaters standard. They also have almost like a thermal pocketed underbelly skin to help make sure that the heat from those tank heating pads doesn't bleed out. We'll take a trip up that ladder. No. Talking about tripping and roof ladders, maybe not the best combination of words, but we will journey up that ladder and take a look at a couple things on the roof before we call our quits here. Up top, we are rear camera ready. And then just, again, Rockwood doing Rockwood things. They're always adding a little bit more. There was a chunk of space inside that you couldn't get to under the kitchen. So they said, open it up, use it outdoors. And it actually dips around that corner a little bit. Sunshine's not being real friendly with us, but I think you get the general idea. Also down here, factory accessory hitch on the back of these. They've been doing that for a while. So if you want to add things like a bike rack, you can do so without voiding your warranty, which is always a good thing. And the way that they found a way to include a good amount of campsite window coverage in that living room. Just really smart design on these. Now, if you like everything on this except you're like, I just don't care, I don't need that middle room, keep in mind, they make fifth wheels like that too. We have some of those coming at Haylett RV as well. They're just, at the time of this filming, I haven't had a chance to record them, but they are on the way. And then once again, always doing it further where you're not looking, an all aluminum skeleton, and then just things like an extra baggage door on the outside of the slide wall so that you don't got to tear apart the dinette to get to it. Rockwood is just really in tune with that. And notice how even this like tertiary baggage door still has the slam latches, still has the magnet holdbacks. You know what's cool about this too? These do not use the same 751 key lock that you find on everybody else's camper. So by default, a little bit better security here. Now, Rockwood uses a laminated aluminum framed roof, which always feels very sturdy underfoot to me. Actually, it's one of the ones that gives me the most confidence walking on. Cougar travel trailers are also very good that way. And again, it's the polish and the refinement. You've got that Max Air vent cover from the factory. So now all of that work is factory warranted. Don't get me wrong, we got some great people over in our parts and service center here at Haylett RV. Any work that we do for you over there, we actually in-house guarantee for a year. And the cool thing is, though, you don't got to worry about potential effects of your warranty because that's all being covered here. Now, the TV antenna is also the Wi-Fi Ranger antenna. So, and notice how it's up at the highest point on the RV to give you the best reception. And then this is, I think, going to be an incredibly common sight on Rockwood RVs. Not just these big fifth wheels, but even the Mini-Lite and Ultralite travel trailers, the solar package up here. So remember, this RV has that 12-volt compressor fridge. That option from Rockwood includes this very impressive high-efficiency 190-watt Go Power solar panel, as well as an inverter to be able to run a couple key outlets if you're not plugged into park power. And it's just those kind of things. That's, how can I say it? Rockwood's a +1 brand. Rockwood goes, okay, what are any of those guys back there doing? We're going to do all that +1. And if +1 sounds good to you, Rockwood might be the one for you. And you know, it's bittersweet for me when I see these cool things come in, because I ain't going to lie, I'm a little jealous of the folks that are taking this one home. This is a sharp rig. I love things like this that are left of center. I love things that aren't just the same old floor plan with someone else's sticker on the front. I love it when a manufacturer branches out and takes risks. And sometimes you get burned, but this time they took off. I like what they did here. But I'm not the one buying it. You might be. Well, not this one, but maybe one like it here from Haylett RV. So let us know what you like about it. Let us know what you'd like to see different. And let us know if I've missed anything or if you have any questions. Leave some comments here all the way around. Short of that, remember to hit that subscribe button so you can always stay in tune with what we're doing here at Haylett RV. We don't do hidden dealer fees, but we do everything else. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.